Hello, I have come up with a new video today on this, which talks about the test automation with Python and API testing, which is a new course which has been implemented. As few of the inquiries have come for me to understand if I am a tester working for a couple of years and don't want to change the tester role and move to a different role. I want to attain those skills whichever I have acquired from the organizations and which I learned in my from my starting of the career. I wanted to enhance being in that the same role. Some of them queries have come and came back saying that what kind of a course is suitable for me so that I can build my career with the same tester role with the automation, something like that have come. And for that, for those people, I have designed this course curriculum, and similarly, it need not be only for people who are experienced couple or below 5 years. It is not need not to be. If anyone who is hesitating in coding and not confident about the depth coding in the Python or anything, not to become or not interested to become a Python developer or a Python AI or ML engineer, etc., they can opt for this course who are in BTechs and do the from the scratch and become an automation tester as well. So let's understand what is a role and what are the curriculum for this course. Tester automation with Python and API testing. I have named this course detail as let's understand the details of this. So in this module, you will understand what is test automation, what is manual testing, what are the types of testing starting from alpha, beta, etc. From A to Z, you have ad hoc to different types of testing are available, why they are used, when they are used, how do you do it, etc. All those you will understand. And also, what are the life cycles of SDLC and SDLC, what are the differences between those, and etc. All those you will understand the beginning of the testing things. Then the actual Python installation, Python IDE installation, and the fundamentals, whichever I have covered in the Python developer course. It is all repeated again here. Like you will understand variables, what are variables, what are data types, and what are functions, what are files, what are the functions, main functions, recursive functions, etc. All those you will understand. And mainly on the file handling, how do you open a file, or how do you read the existing files, and how do you merge, how do you copy, all these you will try to understand. And how do you create an JSON file, how do you merge the JSON files, etc. All those you will understand from the perspective of the testers. And once you are completed, you will understand OOPS concepts, which covers the encapsulation, inheritance, class, object, etc. All those you will understand on the OOPS concepts. And decorators are something like that. Already functions have been written for execution of your regression suite or something like that. But a new functionality added to the functional testing, etc. But you wanted to use the decorators or something like that. So then comes the decorators, logging, rejects, or utilities. As most of us aware, Python is rich in the libraries. What are the utilities are there, what are the libraries are used, you will cover in this advanced testing. From module 4, the actual automation testing comes. So here you will learn what are the REST APIs, what are the HTTP methods, what are the stated codes, what are auth code, why do you use a postman, why do you use a newman, why Python requests are required, when do you use what is the purpose of doing it, how do you validate your test, etc. will start from the API testing. So PyTest is again a new framework which can be tested for any other domain, any domain or any application. It could be web-based application or in a desktop application, or if you are testing a database or in a backend or anything, if you are testing, PyTest framework can be used, etc. So in this, you will learn about fixtures, hooks, assertions, and reports, and parameterization, and all type of testing like functional testing, regression testing, SIT, system integration testing, etc. All those you will cover in your PyTest framework with practical knowledge. Then a Selenium, most of you are aware when you are learning, when you want an manual tester, want to become an automation tester, most of them focus on the Selenium. So little bit of integration with the this Selenium, I will teach you on data-driven and web automation and locators and form. All these will be there. And of course, for every application, a DB will be there and a backend DB will be there. And how do you handle those? How do you validate those, etc. It need not be an SQL. Postgres also can be included. Many things can be done in your database testing on this. That would be your curriculum for the database testing. So automation framework, you will have different types of frameworks for the automation, for a configuration or data driven or reporting or utility. What kind of frameworks are there? How do you do this? All those you will understand in this framework. And yeah, how do you implement in your area, in your organization, can be taught and discussed and given a practical project for this. And CI/CD, so for every project you have to, for whether you are in a support role or in a, if you are doing a developer role or in a tester role in any organization, you need to understand Git and GitHub actions and their pipelines, because you will put the configuration, and it is in a configuration management tool. So you need to understand what is Git actions, etc. All those, which will be a practical in your session. And the lastly and the most important one is tools testers, which are JMeter used for the performance testing, and Swagger, Docker, and Postman for testing your for the web-based or anything. How do you use them with the Postman, etc. You'll understand. Then there are multiple frameworks in the Python, like Fast API or Flask, etc. Multiple are there. So you will understand the UI frameworks and API frameworks, how they can be implemented in your real-time project, and how you integrate and prepare in a CI/CD implementation and automation. How do you do it? Example, weekly releases are there. If you wanted to run every day, that every day, if you're getting a patch or a package, how do you test in the automation side? From the being in the automation side, all those will be taught in your curriculum. And finally, you will be end up with the Python questions. What could be the your interview questions, and how do you handle your PyTest, and if any domain is given and any scenario is given, how do you test with your PyTest? And real-time project, one, at least one, will be discussed and executed in your course curriculum. So this is about all these about your automation testing with Python. So that's all for the course. If any other questions, if you have, you can reach me on 7022203667, or directly you can email me on S7 technology nexttechnologies.com or sridevipatnala78 @gmail.com. That's all about me, about this course. And if you have any furthermore clarifications, reach me on my WhatsApp. So thank you about this.